Kia ora, Coach Brad here, and I want to discuss the generally misunderstood plantar fasciitis, and more importantly, how to sort it out. I've been a physical therapist for almost 25 years, coaching runners almost 20, and plantar fasciitis is simply the most common foot complaint that I see. So let's get a holistic overview of this very common foot complaint. Thanks to Superfeet for sponsoring this video. You see, all the muscles in the lower leg are connected by fascial sheaths to the plantar fascia at the bottom of your foot. In fact, the entire body. If all the muscles in your entire leg and core region aren't working together harmoniously, effectively and efficiently, it puts extra stress on the smaller muscles in your lower leg and foot, and more importantly, that spring ligament, otherwise known as the plantar fascia. So if the muscles around the lower leg and foot aren't mobile, and this basically means not having enough strength to control through range, and you have issues with strength in your core, basically the platform for power production, then that's going to really cause issues in the plantar fascia in your foot, and you don't want that. A few years ago, I had a real issue with my foot. I'd start running, it would be sore, I'd run through it, and then afterwards it was like I had a stone bruise in my heel. It was plantar fasciitis. It took me 3 months to rehab and get through and run pain-free. Now the best way to deal with plantar fasciitis is to prevent it in the first place. Now, there are a few things you can do when you're dealing with plantar fasciitis. One is making sure you've got the right gear. So make sure that your shoes mold to your feet. And another thing that I've been doing is adding in an insole into my racing flats, which give me a little bit more cushioning and support around the heel. Yeah, I know Superfeet have sponsored this video, but the actual insoles that I use in my racing shoes, and I find them to be cushioned, not too bulky, and really stabilize my heel, are the Superfeet Run Thins. So whether you're trying to get over plantar fasciitis or prevent it in the first place, the structured heel cup helps support the soft tissue under the heel bone, preventing forces that happen through impact. If you do start to feel some symptoms, don't just ignore it and run through it. Don't do what I used to do. Make sure you go to a local footwear store and get a really good shoe fit, or see a local medical specialist in your area. After your gear, the next step to fighting plantar fasciitis is stretching, strength, and core control. 2 simple stretches to really help loosen and unlock some of that musculature and fascia around the lower leg is calf stretches. So you're looking at your gastroc and soleus. So first of all, gastroc, long calf. Make sure you spread your toes first, heel to the ground, knee tracking over that second toe. Then hold that stretch for between 15 and 20 seconds times 4, 2 to 4 times a day. For soleus, bring the foot in just a little bit. Keep the heel on the ground, again spread the toes and move that knee forward over the second toe and hold for 15 to 20 seconds, up to 4 times, 2 to 4 times a day. That's the stretching. For strength work, you can't go past the single leg deadlift. This really helps with control through range, so mobility of the glute complex and the hip. So with the single leg deadlift, start by lifting the kettlebell at your weight within your capacity on the same side as your stance leg. Spread the toes and then just come forward and then back up again. So hinge forward, hold, and then come back. So that really helps with control through that hip range, gets the glute activated, the core firing. That's going to help offload the plantar fascia. Now, after stretching and that strength control through range, we've got core stability. And what better way to work on core stability than a plank complex? So what we can do is start off in a front plank position. So make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders, toes, and then just make sure that you're squeezing your glutes and your quads, and you're nice and straight. And maybe hold that for anywhere between 15 and 60 seconds. Then after you've done that, you can then spread the feet a little bit wider and just rotisserie around so you can go onto your side and then hold that. And then you can go to the other side and repeat. So you can maybe go through that 2 to 4 times. So it's a great way to work on stability, isometric strength control around the hips and core, which again helps offload the plantar fascia and stops problems occurring in the first place. So remember, you can positively affect your plantar fascia function with good stretching in the leg, especially the muscles in the lower leg, the gastroc and the soleus. strength, control, great mobility through the hip, and then core stability. When you get all those three working together, you can help the plantar fascia work correctly and prevent injury. Don't sell your performance short. Work on leg muscle strength and flexibility, match that with core stability to ensure your plantar fascia doesn't flare up and become an issue in the first place.